Okay. So this is my first stream this year. I haven't actually streamed in quite a long time. So bear with me as I kind of find the style that I want to do on this channel. All right, so I'm just gonna wait a couple of minutes to see if anybody comes in. And if not, we're just gonna do the stream as we normally would. What my plan is for today is that I'm going to stream the week coming. So Monday to Friday, we're gonna see what is happening for the collective. And that will help anyone who is interested to kind of know their insight for their week. That will help you navigate through any type of obstacles or issues or problems and knowing what to be prepared for moving forward. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna start and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so I thought I would take a second to set a good intention, release any type of negative energies that may have come through. You know, whether you've been struggling with something inside or outside of you, it's really important to remove first all of that negative energy and really focus on releasing all of those thought forms into the earth and connecting with the divine in order to have a nice flow of healing energy through your body, mind, and soul. So I like to first really align myself with the universe, align myself with Mother Nature, the elements of fire, water, earth, air, and spirit. Connect to those 5 elements, connect to the divine, and just allow a moment of silence to come through me. Okay. Awesome. So now that you have all of your chakras aligned and you feel a lot more connected to the positive energy of the universe, I invite you to focus on what kind of intentions you would like to set for the week ahead, and we will get into your reading. Just find my alignment here. Okay, so we are going to pull an energy from the Buddha wisdom for the divine masculine. So if you're a divine masculine or you are a lot more aligned with your masculine energy, I invite you to focus on the Buddha wisdom divine masculine. We do share masculine and feminine energies inside and outside of us. Thus, it's really just about which one you are more intertwined with at this moment. Okay, so divine masculine, for the week ahead, you have received this energy. Why do what you will regret and bring sorrow upon yourself? Do only what you do not regret and fill yourself with grace. As long as you have unwavering faith, you are a truth seeker. All right, divine feminine. So anyone who is embodying right now the divine feminine energy, or just wants to focus on that divine feminine energy in their body, mind, and soul at this time, I invite you to focus on your divine feminine energy for the week ahead. There is no right or wrong path. There is only the path that you chose. Don't let worldly temptations lead you astray. So I'm feeling quite aligned actually with the masculine and feminine energies this week. I have been feeling quite a bit in my readings overall with my clients, as well as just in general, everything that I have been channeling in the last 30 days, I would say. The feminine has definitely really gone into her power. She is a lot more aligned now with abundance. She knows what her worth is. She is a lot more inspired now by her creativity, by what she has been nurturing in her environment, in her projects, in her home, in whatever investment that she has made into herself in order to welcome more abundance into her life. So she has been faced with a lot of options, a lot of paths ahead of her that may have led her astray, especially if she has made those choices to act on those temptations. And for the masculine, especially if you have been healing any type of reactive force within you, so if you have been working on control issues or anger issues that may stem from, you know, inside, deep within, you could be focusing on being less reactive to your environment and being more aligned and at peace in order to respond in a natural and healthy manner. So I do see that this energy as well is definitely aligned with what has been going on for sure. Okay, cool. So how I'm going to do this, I am going to take a look first at the past energy so you guys can kind of understand what has been going on in the previous few days, in the previous weeks, and really connecting with that. And then I'm going to move ahead into the present. So the present's going to be your week ahead, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I'm going to take a look at 4 energies in your present circumstance. Your physical, so your physical state, how your body is doing, how your money is doing, how your stability is doing, how you are doing in general in what you can see in the practical world. Then I'm going to take a look at your emotional state. How is your emotional state doing in the present moment? Your feelings, your sensitivities, how are you dealing with your heart, your emotions? Then I'm also going to take a look at your mental state. So, you know, how are you processing your thoughts? How are you processing any type of anxieties? Any type of unwelcomed voices or noise? You know, what is your thinking pattern? Are you being logical? Are you being rational? How are you using your mind intellectually, etc.? How are you communicating? And your spiritual state. So, you know, what kind of soul lessons are you working through at this time to be closer to the divine and to release the ego? And then we will take a look at the overall future, near future, based on a choice that you have already made or a path that you have already set for yourself. All right, so let's take a look at the past and see what's happening in the past. Spirit, please help me connect to the past. Help me connect to the past. Show me what's going on in the past for anybody who might need it. Show me what's going on in the past. Okay, so in the past, you may have been keeping quite a bit of secrets. Maybe you're really trying to figure out, you know, how you are going to play your cards, especially if you have been working on gambling, so meaning like taking a risk in some way or shape or form, and you're trying to manifest something new into your life. So you have probably been keeping that a secret, especially if you have been receiving guidance from the divine in order to, you know, keep certain things to yourself. Subconsciously, you probably have been dealing with certain feelings of resistance, and you're really just trying to make sure that you don't expose yourself or give away too much before you manifest this new path in your life. So the High Priestess does talk a lot about the subconscious, the moon energy, our sensitivities, the things that we feel on a deeper level, the things that are hidden behind the veil that are not easy to see. The High Priestess is also very receptive to divine energy, so you may have been communicating with the divine, receiving insights, telepathic communication, information, very receptive to the collective, the information that is coming through. And this has been inspiring you to act. So whether you have been playing with magic or you have been learning to manifest the ideal circumstances in your life, you are trying to figure out which element is the best to begin with. So whether that is the air element, the earth element, the cup element, so the heart element, the water element, or the fire element, so taking action. With the devil under the magician, I would say that you have definitely been working on releasing any type of temptations. So the feminine may have been faced with tempting behaviors or tempting choices in her past circumstances, whether that is like potential, you know, suitors or potential illusions that may have come into her energy to stray her off her divine path, or anything that kind of binds her to this fear of lack or not having enough or not being good enough, or any type of insecurity that would make her be tempted by the devil or any type of demons that speak noise into her mind. So you have done a really good job releasing that, getting away from that. And it does seem now that you are working on manifesting in a very positive way, in a healthy way, in order to stay aligned with your purpose, in order to stay aligned with what God wants for you, what the divine wants for you, and move towards what is more aligned with your truth. All right, awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at the present energy for the week coming. So we're going to take a look at the physical state. What's going on in the physical state? For the collective, please, what's going on in the physical state for the week coming? Awesome. I'm just gonna see if I can adjust this a little bit more. So it has a better focus. Okay, great. Excuse me. Okay, so in the physical state, it seems that you will be resting quite a bit, taking time to meditate on any type of heartbreak that you may have had, any type of separation that you may have dealt with recently. This could be, you know, separation on a physical sense, meaning like you separated from a long-term friend or a breakup, or something has pained you in the past that exhausted your mind. This could even just be you processing pain, so trying to really go within and heal, meditate on any type of fears or anything that has wounded your heart. So you see that she has the 3 swords at the top here, and then she has the sword at the bottom. So she is trying to find truth and clarity in the heartbreak that she has recently experienced. If you have had like a very stressful period, it was exhausting for you on the physical sense, the divine is blessing you with a time to go within, meditate, take some mindfulness classes, do some yoga, you know, sleep a lot, rest your mind, and, you know, nap, watch Netflix. Do what you gotta do in order to heal your heart and understand why this pain resurfaced or surfaced or came into your reality, in order to understand it, to heal it, transcend it, and remove it. I'll just try to focus this a little better. I've been wanting this type of setup to work for a very long time. Like, I've been dreaming of this setup, and finally got the resources to make it happen. So now that I have these resources, I really want it to work. So we'll see over time how this will develop. Okay, so in your physical state, you're doing really well this week. Taking time to go within, to rest, to sleep, to just kind of relax your mind, especially if you have been receiving a lot of intuitive noise in the past, a lot of intuitive messages, a lot of, you know, psychic messages, telepathic communication, feeling a lot of what's going on in your environment, and learning to temper that without reacting, learning some harsh lessons about responding in a healthy way, and taking time to really rest, allowing yourself to breathe. So let's see what you will be dealing with on an emotional level. Oh, so fun. The 7 of Swords at the bottom. Okay, so on an emotional level, it seems that you're probably going to have a little bit of trouble processing your emotions, and that may affect your mind. If your mind has been feeling a little bit out of alignment with your heart, then you may find yourself quite conflicted mentally, especially if there was a battle recently. You know, it could even be internally. If you've been presented with new truths, or you've been learning to speak up for yourself, you are probably trying to figure out, you know, when is it worth to speak up and when is it better to just keep it quiet. With the 7 of Swords in reverse, it's evident that you are trying to release any type of deception or lies or secrets, or keeping conflict to yourself and trying to actually face the issues at hand instead of ignoring them. And this could be actually affecting your emotions quite a bit, especially if your ideals are not understood or you're misunderstood in some form or shape or form. And essentially, you know, your voice or your ideas impact others in the wrong way. This is also an energy of like, you know, winning in order to win, but like at what cost? You know what I mean? Like both people lost because both people separated or created kind of like a pain between the two of them. So take it on how that resonates, but it makes sense that you are going to be resting quite a bit because it seems that you're going to be quite in your mind, really trying to process a lot of information that may have recently transpired in your life. All right, cool. So let's see what's happening in your mental state. Let's see what's happening in your mental state. Oh yeah. With the same energy at the bottom. You know, this actually comes right back down to the masculine energy here. As long as you have unwavering faith, you are a truth seeker. I really feel like the masculine energy right now is learning to rid himself of anything that is a lie in his life. So again, masculine and feminine energies live within us. We have masculine, feminine energies inside of us. So we are all collectively dealing with these type of energies. So do not blame the male in your life for everything, as we also carry that inside of us. So again, I'm kind of feeling like the masculine focus is really to release himself from lying, deceptive actions, sneaking around, ghosting, not being present, and kind of taking his conflict with him and running away. So if he's been used to not feeling understood by just creating some focus here. So if he's been feeling kind of misunderstood by the family that he has created, or the image or persona that he has left on the world. So maybe he has created a very wealthy idea in his life, or he has a very strong power or status in the foundation that he has built, the long-term foundation or wealth that he has built. And it's most likely too that there's this energy of reliance where people rely on him to stand up and be this stable and secure individual for everyone. So wealth, accumulation of wealth is on the masculine's mind this week. How does he approach this foundation in his life? How does he approach this environment, this image that he has created in his life? Is he being honest? Is he speaking truth? Is he coming up in front of this wealthy environment in a very honest way? And where in his life has he been keeping certain things to himself in order not to cause conflict, in order to not cause any type of disagreements, and very much focused on, you know, creating a wealth that is prosperous, a wealth that creates a good image. Understanding also the idea of his beliefs. So this also talks about generational wealth. This also talks about Akashic, I had a dream about it last night. Akashic records. You know, in my dreams, I know more than I do in real life, I swear. Akashic records, so meaning like, you know, your ancestry, the belief systems that you have developed generation upon generation upon generation, and how that has created this kind of response where you feel like you can't show up true to who you are. So this wealth, this accumulation of wealth, this you know, generational wealth that is on your mind, you are going to be really facing that. I feel really facing it, meditating on it, trying to understand, you know, where you come from, but also trying to understand how to process the disagreements and beliefs, the feeling of misunderstanding, feeling like you don't belong in this type of belief system, and learning to face this conflict in a way that is probably not so, I don't want to say violent. I want to say, you know, not so much of a battle where you have to fight in order to be understood, and being more present in your environment, not running away when people do not agree with your opinion, but also learning to not react to unbiased opinions, because not everybody knows or understands what you are going through. People do not know or recognize or live your life, so they cannot really truly understand this image that you have perhaps had to present yourself as for a very long time. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening in the spiritual energy, in your spiritual state this week. Okay, so let's take a look at what's happening in the spiritual state. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I've been feeling this a lot with my readings with my clients today, and healing at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so, you know, as we start to really face our circumstances, face our environment, seeing where we came from, this makes us, you know, take a look at, sorry, I just want to really adjust this here. I'm kind of like a perfectionist, and when I don't see like the results that I desire, I get really frustrated, and like I have to like fix it. Call it, you know, call it a flaw, because, you know, it does create a little bit of inability to go with the flow, you could say. Oh, it's because the camera's on that side. Sorry, I'm using my iPad, so I'm trying to really align this. All right, wonderful. Okay. So in the spiritual state, we have the Page of Pentacles here. So your soul is trying to take a new direction towards the path of healing. So naturally, we saw in your physical state that you're taking quite a bit of time here to really rest your mind and heal from any type of pain or conflict that may have been caused in your emotions, in a disagreement, in a misunderstanding, in potentially the wealth or the long-term foundation that you have built, the belief systems that you have created, the ideals from your ancestry, from your family upbringing. And as you face this stuff and you focus on trying to understand yourself on a deeper level, your soul is now taking a new practical approach. So that's really good. You're grounding a new direction in your life to create healing. So perhaps in the past, you took things a little bit more harshly, but you can see here there's absolutely no water energy except in the High Priestess, which is Piscean energy, but that's in the past. You're not really emotionally affected. Everything here is very much logical and practical. You're quite focused on looking at all of your challenges and circumstances in a very grounded form in order to make sense of things on a higher perspective, in order to understand things throughout a higher perspective. So your soul is actually thanking you now because you are taking a direction of healing. You are taking a direction that is positive for you. And this energy is also the energy of the student. So this previous situation that may have caused you some conflict that required you kind of to go and meditate has actually creatively inspired you now to take a new direction within your soul in order to kind of find that healing energy, in order to kind of align yourself more with the divine, align yourself more with purpose, in order to be more of a truth seeker, in order to make choices that are more aligned with your heart space, more aligned with your soul evolution, and not so much focused on image, power, status, accumulation of too much things, material wealth, even though that is quite a bit on your mind and that is still your focus in order to have a very strong foundation to work from. Because if you didn't have this, then you wouldn't be able to take this new direction or this new approach. But this new way of seeing things is going to actually be able to help you build something new that is a lot more healthier, a lot more healing, and fresh. All right, awesome. So now let's take a look at your future outcome. I quite enjoy this setup, so I think I'm going to keep it this way for now. Okay, so what is the outcome for this week ahead for the collective? What is the outcome? Ooh, see how it flipped over like that? Yes. Indecision. You know, usually this energy pops up when we already made that choice. We already know our truth. But we're kind of waiting for something to nudge us to fully integrate our truth with our heart, you know, with our decision, and say, you know, this is actually how I see things, and speaking up. So whether that is like a breakthrough and communicating a new beginning in your life, or taking a new intellectual path where you voice your concerns, or just showing up in the world as who you truly are. But I feel like in this case, you're really just kind of trying to see the truth in a certain situation, especially if there was a disagreement in your environment that you're kind of trying to understand, you know, what is the truth here? You know, what are the actual facts, in order for you to kind of move forward. So this makes sense because you have a cycle here that you're kind of a little bit resistant to changing, which is really interesting because if you don't change this situation, transcend it, or change your view of seeing things, so you actually are encouraged to completely let go of this limiting belief that has created conflict in your life. So whether that's a lie or just your idea that you may have had before that kind of kept you from budging, kept you from going in this new direction, is going to create major burdens in your life. So if you hold on to this limiting belief, if you hold on to this idea of yourself or idea of a certain pattern or behavior or, you know, a truth in your situation or whatever you have come to terms with, if you hold on to that and you can't see another way, you can't look at your situation another way, if you can't let go of who you used to be in that moment, so whether that's an old image that you have essentially been for a very long time in order to save face, in order to follow a certain idea of you, a certain image of you, if you can't let go of this, you're going to be constantly carrying so much stresses and burdens, so much heavy load on yourself, and it's going to go in circles because the death card, when it's in reverse, it's essentially you avoiding an ending, avoiding a new beginning as well, because you cannot have this new beginning without burning or, you know, giving death to an old you. So this indecision is, you know, you just kind of being very stubborn in your ego. The Two of Swords is all about being in the ego and just being guarded and resistant to a pain that created this exhaustion for you. You know, who's right, who's wrong. It really doesn't really matter who's right or who's wrong. Are you able to release this idea and be open-minded to free your soul? Because holding on to this old perception of who you are for the life of you is just going to create stress and burdens for you because you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. So basically, this week ahead, you're given the opportunity to process who you were, who you once were, how you responded or reacted to a certain misunderstanding, disalignment, how you projected yourself in your environment based off of your, you know, image or power that you have built. And you're going to be encouraged to either hold on to this old image and continue being stressed and burnt out and like dealing with so many responsibilities and baggage because you're unable to take action to, you know, burn the old ego into ashes. Or you can listen to your soul, the new direction that your soul is trying to take towards healing, and completely releasing this old you. So releasing that, putting an end to this old way of thinking, being more honest with yourself and who you are becoming, who your soul is urging you to be, so that you can go through a transformation, so you can go through an evolution, so that you can have this new beginning that is released of all of these burdens, so you can drop this baggage from the past and start fresh, so you can start again. So that's really nice. I really enjoyed this collective reading for you guys. I hope that you guys can watch this recording when I am like gone, so that if you did not have a chance to see the stream, you would be able to kind of like rewatch it. So that is your week ahead, Monday through Friday, and I will see you guys on Thursday to do your weekend reading. Thank you so much and talk soon.